As I begin, there's two images near me. The first one is obviously a picture of my mother, my father, and myself. And the next one is a picture of the two flags that represent me. Basically, I chose the picture of my family because I do come from an immigrant family. My mother was an immigrant and she came when she was just a baby. My father actually was an immigrant and he came when he was 13. My mother became a U.S. citizen when she was 8 years old. However, my father had it more difficult. His process was not that easy. Immigration is a topic that many of us speak, but it becomes a little difficult to talk about because everybody thinks, oh, immigration, people just migrate, that's how they do. No. When people migrate, they go through this journey where unfortunately not many make it. People often do not make it. They die due to nature or whether it be reptile snakes, they just die. And it becomes difficult because they strive for a better life and unfortunately they do not succeed. Statistics show that in the year of 2000, 31.1 million Mexican immigrants came to the United States. As of nearly the year 2015, there were 43.3 million population of Mexican immigrants. So as you can see, there was a growth throughout the years. Now, if we become more technical about it, in the Los Angeles County where we live, there's actually 3,485,700,000 Mexican immigrants. So as you can see, the Los Angeles County is actually the county that has the most Mexican immigrants than other countries. So now thinking back, prior to the picture that I put in my TED Talk, obviously, you would think that there would be a reform policy that would help Mexican immigrants get their U.S. residency much more faster. However, that's not the case. Many often protest to go get that reform policy where there's actually none. So, a quote says approximately 11.6 million Mexican immigrants resided in the United States in the year of 2015, according to the ACS, accounting for 27% of all U.S. immigrants and down from the peak of 29.5% of the year 2000. So nearly 240,000 Mexican immigrants were deported in the year of 2016. Once again, you can see that there was an increased growth with Mexican immigrants migrating to the United States. Not just that, they strive for their residency just as my father did. Whereas he actually started his process when he was 34, he was 34, and that process was not easy. There were obstacles that came in where he had to pay $4,000 in order to start his process, where I'm happy to say that he is actually a resident here in the state, in the country of the U.S. So, however, that's not the case for many immigrants. Many immigrants do not have that money. They cannot even begin to start their process to get their residency. Unfortunately, that becomes their issue, where that's my issue. Money becomes their barrier where they cannot cross because they don't have the money to start their process. So unfortunately, as I said, that is the reason why many Mexican immigrants do not accomplish to become at least to get their permanent resident card, whereas many of you guys may know the term green card. They are not able to receive that. However, prior to Donald J. Trump becoming our president, there was Barack Obama. He actually started different acts where he presented DACA, and DACA is actually not where they help students who are immigrants, and they get help from the government, whether it be financial aid or those honorable benefits that students or Americans receive. So, in connection to this, there's things like this where they help Mexican immigrants, and something similar to this is my cousin actually went to college. When we were freshmen, she graduated from here, and now she's in Cal State LA. So she benefited from stuff like this. So I see how it actually plays a part in society. So those are things that actually benefit Mexican immigrants. Now, reform policy is our issue. Many would love to have their residency, but because there's no reform policy, they cannot obtain it. It is not within hands reach where they can actually receive their U.S. citizenship, or let alone their permanent resident card. Now, my thing is that should it be money? Should money be the barrier, or should money be the issue where, oh, because I don't have enough money, I won't be able to get my residency? But I'm able. I have the education, I have the knowledge, and I have everything. I don't have no DUIs, I don't have no record. I should be able at least to start my process to receive my residency. I'm not saying the U.S. to become a U.S. citizen, because after you get your residency, you then after a couple of years later you begin to get your U.S. your citizenship. But I'm talking about getting your residency, and that's the issue. So my thing is that money shouldn't be what holds you back to begin the process of getting your residency. Now, I would say there should be a law. There should be something where, as in, if you have these certain things, like to start off, like if you have, let's say you don't have no DUIs, or you don't have this, if you're not a criminal here in the U.S., you're able to start it. So that's my thing. Money shouldn't be an issue. Money shouldn't be the reason why a Mexican immigrant, or let alone any immigrant, cannot be able to start their process in getting their residency. Yeah.